Hey everyone, Kevin here from Epic Gardening. Today, I want to share a personal journey that I know many of you can relate to, growing an avocado tree and waiting, sometimes for what feels like forever, for that first fruit to appear. If you've ever looked at your lush, green, avocado tree and wondered why it's not giving you any avocados, you're definitely not alone. Let's talk about a common frustration. After all your hard work, you've grown a beautiful avocado tree, but there's not a single fruit in sight. The leaves are glossy, the branches are strong, but the tree just won't reward you with those creamy avocados you've been dreaming about. I've been there myself, years of nurturing, watering, and caring for my tree, only to end up with a leafy giant and no guacamole in sight. It's a feeling that can really test your patience as a gardener. It's a unique kind of gardener's heartache, but here's the good news: you probably haven't failed at all. In fact, you might be closer to success than you think. Your tree just needs a little nudge in the right direction. Sometimes it's just a matter of understanding what's going on beneath those leaves and what your tree is really asking for. Many gardeners give up at this stage, thinking it's impossible, but unlocking the secret to fruiting is actually much simpler than you might expect. It's about patience, observation, and a few key steps that can make all the difference. It's not about magic tricks or secret fertilizers. You don't need to spend a fortune on fancy products or chase after gardening myths that promise instant results. It's about understanding what your avocado tree really needs, its natural rhythms, its preferences, and the little things that can make a big difference in its life cycle. We'll break it down step by step, from how old your tree needs to be before it can fruit, to the importance of pollination. Yes, avocados have a fascinating romantic life, to the right nutrition, watering, and pruning techniques that encourage fruiting. We'll even touch on how the weather and your local climate can play a role. By the end of this chapter, you'll have a clear, actionable plan to turn that stubborn, leafy tree into a productive fruit producer. You'll know exactly what to look for, what to adjust, and how to set your tree up for success. So grab your gardening gloves, maybe a notebook to jot down some tips, and let's dive in together. Whether you're a first-time avocado grower or you've been at it for years, there's always something new to learn. We'll cover why your tree isn't fruiting and, more importantly, what you can do about it. From troubleshooting common problems to celebrating small wins, I'll guide you through every step. From the tree's age to its romantic life, yes, pollination matters, to how you feed and prune it, every detail counts. We'll also talk about how to spot signs of progress, so you know you're on the right track. By the end, you'll be ready to transform your leafy giant into a fruiting champion. Let's get growing, and let's make your avocado dreams a reality, one step at a time. You've got a lush, towering avocado tree, but no fruit. Why? There are a few usual suspects. First, age. Avocados take years to mature. Second, pollination. These trees have unique flowering habits and may need a partner. Third, nutrition. Too much nitrogen means more leaves, not fruit. Fourth, environment. Sunlight, water, and pruning all play a role. A stressed or shaded tree won't fruit. It's rarely just one issue. Often it's a combination. Don't worry, we'll tackle each factor with practical solutions. Let's get your tree from freeloader to fruit producer. Here's the hard truth. Your avocado tree might just be too young to bear fruit, no matter how healthy it looks or how much you care for it. This is one of the most common reasons people are left waiting season after season for that first avocado to appear. If you started your tree from a seed, you're in for a long journey. Seed-grown avocado trees can take anywhere from 5 to 13 years, or sometimes even longer, before they're mature enough to produce fruit. It's a slow process that tests the patience of even the most dedicated gardeners. During these early years, your tree is busy building a strong root system and developing sturdy branches. All its energy is focused on growing bigger and healthier, not on making fruit just yet. Think of it as the tree's childhood and teenage years. It's all about growth and development. Producing fruit is a huge energy investment for any plant. The tree waits until it's fully mature and strong enough to handle the demands of fruiting. Only then will you start to see blossoms and eventually those coveted avocados. So, if you started your avocado adventure with a pit from your kitchen, patience is absolutely key. It might feel like forever, but your tree is simply following its natural timeline. On the other hand, if you bought a grafted avocado tree from a nursery, you're in luck. Grafted trees are specially prepared to fruit much sooner, often within just 2 to 4 years after planting. This is because the top part of a grafted tree comes from a mature, already fruiting tree. It's like giving your avocado a head start in life, skipping those long, slow years of childhood. Not sure if your tree is grafted? Look for a graft union near the base of the trunk, a visible line or bump where the two parts were joined. This is a clear sign your tree was grafted and should fruit sooner. But if your grafted tree is over 5 years old and still hasn't produced any fruit, it's time to consider other possible reasons. Age might not be the only factor holding your tree back. Otherwise, keep caring for your avocado tree, give it time, and let it grow out of its teenage years. With patience and the right care, your tree will eventually reward you with delicious homegrown avocados. Let's talk about avocado pollination, a topic that often trips up even experienced gardeners. If you've ever wondered why your avocado tree isn't producing fruit, the answer might lie in how these fascinating trees reproduce. Avocado flowers are unique because each one contains both male and female parts, but here's the catch: they don't function at the same time. This means a single flower can't pollinate itself in one go, making the process a bit more complex than with other fruit trees. There are two main types of avocado trees, type A and type B. Each type has a different flowering schedule, with their male and female phases opening at opposite times of the day. This timing is nature's way of encouraging cross-pollination. If you only have one avocado tree in your yard, pollination can be a real challenge. The flowers may not overlap in their male and female phases, so fruit set is often low or even non-existent. The classic solution is to plant both a type A and a type B tree close to each other. This way, when one tree's flowers are in the male phase, the others are in the female phase and vice versa. This overlap dramatically increases your chances of successful pollination and fruit production. With both types present, you'll likely see more tiny avocados forming on your branches, a sure sign that pollination is working. But what if you don't have space for two trees? Don't worry. There are still ways to help your avocado tree set fruit, even in a small garden or on a patio. In some climates, especially where temperatures are mild and stable, the flower phases can overlap just enough for a single tree to self-pollinate. This isn't guaranteed, but it does happen more often than you might think. You can also boost your tree's chances by attracting more pollinators. Planting a variety of colorful, nectar-rich flowers nearby will draw in bees and other helpful insects, increasing the odds that pollen gets transferred between flowers. If you want to take matters into your own hands, try hand pollination. Use a small paintbrush to gently transfer pollen from one flower to another, mimicking the work of bees. This simple technique can make a big difference, especially for indoor or container-grown trees. With the right partner, or a little extra help from you, your avocado tree can finally set fruit and reward you with a delicious harvest. Pruning can be intimidating, but it's key for fruit production. Unpruned trees grow tall and leafy, not fruitful. Prune to open up the canopy. More light means more flowers and fruit. Remove dead or crossing branches and cut back some vertical growth to encourage a spreading shape. Never remove more than a third of the canopy in 1 year. For young trees, topping helps them branch out sideways. Keep trees around 4 to 5 meters tall for easy harvesting and better productivity. What you feed your avocado tree matters. Too much nitrogen, sure, more leaves, less fruit. Use a fertilizer lower in nitrogen, higher in phosphorus and potassium. Apply in early spring and again in early summer. Compost and organic amendments are great for slow-release nutrients. Water deeply, but infrequently. Avocados hate soggy roots. Check soil moisture with your finger. Only water when it's dry a few inches down. Mulch with wood chips or straw to conserve moisture and protect roots. Consistent care keeps your tree healthy and focused on fruiting. The last keys: sunlight and a little stress. Avocado trees need 6 to 8 hours of direct sun daily. If your tree's shaded, prune nearby plants or consider transplanting young trees. For future plantings, pick the sunniest spot. A little drought stress in late autumn can sometimes trigger flowering, but don't overdo it. Avoid overwatering and excess nitrogen. With the right food, friends, and sunlight, your patience will pay off. Turning a non-fruiting tree into a productive one takes time, but the first homegrown avocado is worth it. If you found this helpful, subscribe to our newsletter, Soil Stories, and share with fellow gardeners. Keep growing.